Hey everybody, MaxMonty1516 here, back again with the 9th installment of Countdown to Christmas Reviews. Today we'll be taking a look at the multiple models I have of Harold, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first Harold model I have here is the Old Style Edition. Now this Harold here, of course, mine is missing a couple of propellers, and that's simply because it's my childhood model and I've owned it for about 12 years, so it's easy to just look past that. Anyway, as I stated before, this is the old style model of Harold. Now, he's pretty low detail with pretty much every other old style model from this time period. And I would be able to give an exact date, but I can't because this model of Harold is not dated. So I know they started producing this specific style of Harold in 1994 or 5, and this actually lasted all the way up until the mid to late 2000s. So there's a pretty wide estimate here, so I'm just going to call it the old style Harold. Now, the previous model before this had a wooden base and like these wooden legs, I guess. And to be honest, I don't really think they look the best. And I think changing that to plastic in 1995 was a pretty good move. Another plastic piece up here you can see is whatever this back area is called here. It's just held on by a nail. And of course, the propellers here are also plastic. That'd be very hard to make in wood. But yeah, Harold is one of the more plastic using models from this time period, which I don't think is a bad thing, because I think he looks pretty good the way he is. But yeah, just something interesting to note. And also, again, pretty low detail here with just a red stripe and his name on the side, windows up here, and just printed on face. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this Harold. I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the second one. The second model of Harold I have here is the 2013 edition, and this one is released by Mattel. So there's a pretty far year gap here, and that's because I'm missing one model, that being the Tomy one, and that was produced from 2011 to 2012, and I just don't have it. So yeah, moving on, we have the 2013 Mattel edition, and yeah, I think he's a really good model actually. This Harold model has a lot of extra detail, including, as you can see here, the red pinstriping on the propellers, as well as this little piece back here, and he now has the red stripe going all the way across, which I think is pretty cool. He has more gray detailing here, and he has a more CGI stylized face, even though it's still just painted on like the previous model, or the previous model I looked at. Of course, gray windows up here and still windows on the side. He's got a door on this side, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this piece is also still plastic, but I guess it's glued on now because there's no more nail back here, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, look in here, his propellers spin fine, and one thing I should mention that he's got a magnet down here now, and that's to carry cargo, or I guess if you wanted to, carry engines. He also has a name down here now, which is pretty cool, and yeah, he's even got a little lamp, which is, I think that's a pretty nice touch as well. So this Harold is very detailed, probably one of my favorites actually, but he is very small. He's actually he's actually like a decent bit smaller than the old style version here, which is pretty interesting to note as well. But overall, for what he is, I think this Harold is a pretty good model. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So we move from a decent model to an awful one. This is the 2018 Thomas & Friends Wood Harold, and to put it plainly, it sucks. Yeah, there's nothing good to say about this model. It's terrible. So, you know, it's missing like 40% of its paint, which is just so pleasant. He's got like the same face here pretty much as the old Harold, or the previous Harold I should say. He actually uses the same propeller piece, like they're the exact same, except this one has just darker red on the propeller for some reason, which is interesting, I guess. Like, he's got an outline of a window here, an outline of everything. It's so lazy to me, and I don't like this one bit. This piece doesn't even have like any, I guess it's wood now, which is something, I guess, but you know, what's the point if it's just gonna look like that? And it looks ugly. So yeah, of course this Harold retains the magnet as seen before and the name, but there's really nothing else to say about this piece of garbage. Yeah, this is really bad, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. The final Harold we're looking at today is the 2019 wood version. It's only slightly better because it's not missing any paint. Yeah, of course the shape is still very much ugly, and I still very much don't like it. Now, if you're wondering why I have one, let alone two of these, it's because this Herald model was actually included in the 2019 Herald Telepad Destination, which I bought, and yeah, now I have two of these. And yeah, I have two of these now. That's all I can say. Like, I can't say anything good about these models. Like, wood toys are just not good. So anyway, of course, we have the ugly shape here, same face, same details. It's the exact same as the previous model, just, you know, there's white paint where it was brown before. That's all. So, I mean, I'm not even gonna waste any more energy talking about these, because, you know, like, all of the wood heralds, they just suck. So yeah, buy the wooden railing ones instead. I would show the Tomy one if I had it, because that's actually my favorite herald model. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it off here. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day. Maximati1516 signing out.